All right. So have you ever been in like one of those meetings? You know the kind of mean
Mm.
where you should be paying attention, but you're totally spaced out,
Oh, yeah.
like completely zoning out.
Happens to the best of us.
Your phone is buzzing. Emails keep popping up.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, you're like, wait, what did they even talk about?
Right.
It's almost like we're wired to get distracted.
Yeah.
And today we're going on a deep dive to figure out exactly why that is
Okay.
using, like excerpts and stuff from pasted text.
Fascinating stuff.
So this source, right, it talks about how easily we get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there some kind of science behind that?
Well, yeah, actually there is. It's, kind of interesting. So our brains, they like evolved to constantly scan for threats.
Threats.
Yeah, like a rustling in the bushes, or a predator's shadow.
Right.
So that meant being alert to everything,
Oh, okay.
which, worked pretty well back then. But now
Yeah.
it's a recipe for overwhelm, honestly.
Like how?
Well, we're bombarded with information all the time, right? Like constantly.
Yeah, totally.
Notifications, news, that catchy song stuck in your head.
Tell me about it.
And our poor prefrontal cortex, that part that's supposed to help us focus, well, it's just struggling to keep up.
Huh. So our brains are running on dial-up in a 5G world.
Pretty much, yeah.
So speaking of filtering, this source also talks about selective listening.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of like when you're at a party
Yeah.
and you can tune out all the background noise to focus on one conversation.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even work?
So think of it as like your brain's way of simplifying the world.
Simplifying.
Yeah. So we have this built-in tendency, right, to like favor information that already aligns with our beliefs.
Okay.
Psychologists, they call it confirmation bias.
Right.
We're kind of drawn to news sources or opinions that echo our own,
Interesting.
which makes us feel validated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anything that challenges our worldview, well, our brain might just, tune it out.
So it's not just about what we pay attention to, but also what we choose to ignore. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, this tendency can lead us down like a rabbit hole.
What
You
makes it a
know?
rabbit hole?
Yeah, like these echo chambers where we surround ourselves with information that just reinforces our existing views,
Right.
even if they might be, incomplete or like biased or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And we end up with this distorted view of the world.
That's crazy.
And we miss out on the richness of like different perspectives.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, what can we even do about it? How do we break free from these mental traps?
Well, it starts with awareness, right?
Awareness.
Yeah, like recognize that your brain has these tendencies
Okay.
and that it's totally natural.
Right.
But, you got to challenge yourself to actively seek out diverse viewpoints.
So, like, how do you do that?
Well, read articles from sources you wouldn't normally agree with.
That's fun.
Listen to podcasts that present different perspectives. Have conversations with people who hold, different opinions than you.
Okay. Yeah.
It might not always change your mind, but you'll gain a much broader understanding of the world around you.
Yeah, that's a really great point.
Yeah.
Next time I'm, like, tempted to dismiss an opposing viewpoint, I'll definitely remember this deep dive. It might not be about them being wrong, but, about my own brain playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
And it's a good reminder to stay curious, stay open, and keep challenging those assumptions, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And, hey, listeners, keep this in mind too, right? Like, when you're scrolling through your feeds or listening to the news,
Yeah, absolutely.
just remember that what you're seeing or hearing might not be the whole picture.
There's always more to the story.
So take a step back,
Yeah.
consider different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows?
What?
You might just learn something new.
You bet.
Yeah.